Hello everyone, welcome to Gosport Railworks. My name is James and today we're doing another 3D printed kit. This time we're working on the British Railways Class 71, which is a dual-powered electric locomotive. And it's looking rather nice. You will notice that it is in grey because I've changed to using grey resin because, well, I can get it in 2-litre bottles and it's just a bit more cheaper for me. So yeah, you can get it in, I've got it in a 2-litre bottles now, just so it's a bit more easier. And I am using my new 3D printer, which is the the Mars 4 Max, which is a 6K printer, so a bit more detail, much more smoother. That's very smooth compared to my previous prints, so very happy with that. And it does allow much more detail. So yeah, very happy with that. Also, additionally, it does have a bigger build plate, so do expect bigger things in the future. Just to slight advertise that, but yeah, the Class 71 has turned out. I have got 3 variants of this because I've got the early version of Class 71, which has the original layout of the vents on the side. I've got the later version of it, which I'm calling it, which has revised layout of the vents on the side. And then, just because it's pretty much very similar in design, I've got the Class 74, which is a electro-diesel, so you won't have this recess here for the pantograph, and you also have a few more details on the front here, and I have tried to add some horns. I don't know how well they'll print, but we'll see, well, when somebody orders one, we'll see how that turns out. And I have noticed it's missed a little bit here, but never mind. It's only a little dot thing there. See if that or I've accidentally knocked it off. But yeah, that's turned out rather nice. Apart from the little bit here, I can probably add that myself. And yeah. Anyway, what bits do we need to do to complete this kit? Well, first of all, I need to drill some holes for the handrails on all the doors. On the Class 71 and Class 74, there are these little rails that go around the front. I don't know what exactly they are, but they are some sort of handrail, and some thicker wire will do for that. Fit them after painting, because they will look much nicer in silver. So paint it in whatever colour you want, add all the details, and add the handrails, then add the glazing, and then we add the pantograph, which I have got here. This is a Kato one, which is the product code 11-401. I use the same one on my, what was it, Class 70, I think it was. Can't remember what it is. The one of the bullied electro, these let me have a quick look at what it was. It was the Class, I think it was a Class, well, the Southern Railway booster engine. I think it was a Class 70. But yeah, that has the same pantograph which I used on there. And yeah, that worked out rather nice. And yeah, that's pretty much all you need to do for the axle body. And the chassis we use is the Dapol Class 73, because it is a Bobo like the Class 71 and Class 74, and it's pretty much, it's vaguely the same length. It is slightly longer, so I did have to stretch this out very slightly by about 3mm, but it fits on there rather nicely. And that's pretty much it really. You then add weight, add some glue, and then it sits on there and off you go. That's pretty much it really. So yeah, it's not too much of a difficult kit. It's just adding some extra details which you may want to have a go at yourself. But the only thing that's needed to change on here is add a little step. Because there's a little step here. I don't know what it's for, but yeah, I just noticed in some photos it has a little bit here. And also again on the other side as well. So that's the only change I need to do for all the engines. And yeah, I'm going to stop going on and actually get to work on it. So you'll see the build video for the 3D design. You can skip that if you want to. There will be a timestamp to where you can skip to. And then I can get around to actually building it. So first things first is I'll drill some holes, then give it the undercoat, and then we'll get around to painting it. I'm going to be painting in green and adding a small yellow, I don't know what it's called now. You know, the yellow thing on the front. There we go. and then add a slightly different colour roof. Yeah, I think that'll turn out rather nice. It will be a bit light on the paint for the, just so that the detail doesn't get hidden. So I do have to be a bit careful of that. Anyway, again, stop rapidly on and get on a bit. So I'll see you in a bit. The British Rail Class 71 was an electric locomotive used on the Southern region of British Railways. Unlike the Southern region electric diesel locomotives, they cannot operate away from the electrified system. They were mixed traffic locomotives. Their 2300 to 2500 horsepower was, for a small Bobo locomotive, useful for both heavy freight and express passenger work. Acceleration on passenger trains was quite astonishing, to the extent that the climb out of London Victoria was almost unnoticeable. Passenger services, including the heavy night ferry and the Golden Arrow, the latter a Pullman service, were the mainstay of the class for many years. Reliability of the class as a whole was good, as more areas of the eastern section were given over to multiple unit operation. However, the class found itself ousted almost completely from passenger work. During their latter years, their passenger duties were only the night ferry and the Victoria to Dover and Ramsgate newspaper train. By the late 1960s, there was less work for the class, and several members of the class were placed in store. 10 examples were eventually converted between 1967 and 1968 at the British Rail workshops in Crewe into electric diesel locomotives. Under tops, the rebuilt 10 locomotives became Class 74s. Class 71 survived relatively unscathed, with no members being scrapped early. The end finally came on the last day of 1977 when all 14 members were drawn en bloc as a result of motive power rationalisation. The Class 74s didn't last much longer, with the final locomotive, 74005, broken up at Fratton Traincar Depot near Portsmouth in January 1981. However, one Class 71 was saved for preservation for the National Railway Museum in York. Right, here we are, Class 71, now I'm allowed, and it's turned out rather nicely. A few things I do have to point out is that it's still a work in progress, because I didn't quite have all the transfers I needed, so they're in the post and I'm waiting for them, and till they arrive, it's still a work in progress. So the pantograph's not glued on, haven't got any windows, and it's missing a few transfers on the side. But otherwise, it's finished. And it looks quite nice in my opinion. Let me just show you some of the close-up detail of it, because I'm very impressed with how the wheels have turned out with all that detail. You have to be a bit light with the paint, otherwise they will clog up a bit. And here is a Class 74. Not quite finished. I do need to do a few minor changes to the model, but otherwise that's how Class 74 will look like, and it will fit the same chassis as well. Just to mention about the chassis, I have heard that the Dapol Class is probably a better suited chassis for it, but well, the customer asked for me to design it for the Class 73, so I've designed it for the Class 73. If you want to use a Hymek, feel free to use a Hymek. But yeah, otherwise I'm quite happy with how it turned out. Yeah, I'm still not too sure about the colour of the roof. Some pictures showed white, some showed grey, so I tried to go in between. I'm still not happy with it. But yeah, what other niggly things did I mention? Not much really. Let's give it a quick run round and I'll try to remember what I'm talking about. So here we go. Just to mention, it is a stock Class 73 pretty much. The only thing which it's missing is the lights really, because I didn't really need them. So the weight is roughly about the same. And yeah, you have plenty of space inside it. If you want to, you can add even more weight to it, because there's a cavity in the roof opposite the DCC decoder, which is completely empty, and you can just add as much weight there. On the sides, you may need to be a bit careful of where the contacts are, but there's plenty of space there as well to add a strip or two of lead. So there we go. So yes, it has a bit more potential to be a much more better puller than the Class 73. Yeah, Class 73. So yeah, very happy with how it's turned out. Made a few more niggly changes here and there just to help improve some detail, but otherwise I'm happy with it. For the 71s, there's a little bit which I'm a bit concerned of, but I can't fix it, because on the model it's perfectly fine. There's a slight little ridge here. I'm not too sure what's causing it, because it's not a Class 74 here, because it's completely smooth. But yeah, it may just because of this sunken down bit. But yeah, other than that little ridge there, no, there's not much I can do. I've tried fixing it, but the model doesn't match what's printed, and I can't work out what the problem is. So it's a very slight ridge. But still, it looks quite nice and I'm happy with it. And if you want to get your own one, both models, both of these, cost £20 each. So, and if there's any little bits which you think, oh, that needs a slight bit of improvement, do let me know and I'll sort it out. Yeah, very happy with it. Just need to finish it off now. Anyway, that's going to be it from me. So do let me know what you think in the comments. And if you do like the video, feel free to like, comment and subscribe. And if you didn't like the video, well, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And yeah, I'm going to have a rest now. So anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll see you all again next time. So that's it from me, and I'll see the 71 another time. So take care now. Bye-bye. Let me just send off in this way. There we go. Nice to have enough engine to my fleet now. Take care now.